Dímelo, ¿qué pasa, Pokemoshpitbeta? I am 6ftHax, and today for you guys I bring you a very good RU battle between me and my boy MartensonMafia. Both of the links will be down in the description, you guys, so make sure to come check us out, and if you like our content, make sure to subscribe. So how about we get right into the battle? And right off the bat from the team preview, I saw that his team was fairly Stealth Rock weak, so I decided to lead off with my Pinecone, which is a mixed wall with Eviolite. So this thing is fairly bulky because I do carry the Pain Split, which is the only form of recovery, but honestly it does come real in handy. As he starts off with his Regigigas, I guess just wanted to get rid of his slow start right off the bat as he goes for the Confuse Ray, automatically hoping that I would hurt myself in confusion. And before I continue, guys, I have very bad luck with hacks, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, anyways, luckily I don't hit myself in confusion and I am able to get up my Stealth Rocks. So next turn, I'm gonna start setting up my spikes because I know his team does not have a spinner, and I know that the entry hatchers will definitely rack up some damage and definitely come in handy into withering down his Pokemon if you keep switching in and out. As I hit myself in confusion this turn trying to go for my first layer of spikes, and I believe that is 2 turns, and I completely forgot that Regigigas had slow start, and I foolishly kept staying in trying to get up my entry hazards, and I believe it is this turn when I finally realized, oh wait, Regigigas has slow start and it's already been about 4 turns. So next turn I'm gonna opt to switch out into my Gligar because I am max defense, max HP with the Eviolite, and I know Gligar can really take some hits. Even if Regigigas does get rid of his slow start, I know Gligar will definitely be able to wall it a bit, get off a Toxic and a knockoff to knock off the leftovers and hopefully start withering it down. So that's what I'm going to proceed to do. And as I believe he goes for the Confuse Ray, just wanting to trap me back into Parafusion. And now I just gotta hope that I do not hit myself in confusion as I go for the Toxic, or hope that I don't miss, even though it is 90% actually. I do have some very bad luck. But here is where Regigigas finally gets stacked together, as I do believe I actually managed to break through the confusion and get the Toxic off as he knocks off my Life Orb. Not my Life Orb, but my Eviolite, which is a bit problematic, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm not gonna be able to take hits better from Regigigas, but still, max defense, max HP Gligar can still take some pretty decent hits. As next turn, I'm actually going to opt to go for the knockoff instead of going for the Earthquake, because I know getting rid of the leftovers will definitely come in handy, so after that I can just start blasting this thing with Earthquakes and start roosting up. But unfortunately for me, he is going to get a crit, and honestly guys, that definitely did matter. But you will see that something actually happens to make up for that crit, as my Gligar was possibly the best check to most of his team, because most of his team seemed physical in the team preview, especially for that Entei that he will reveal that he has later, because I thought he was an Event Entei, which honestly Event Entei are very powerful. But unfortunately my Gligar does die off to the second frustration that he hits me with, as I go out into my Animal, my Medicham, which is Scarf, and I'm not gonna over predict and predict him to go out into his Slowking. I'm just gonna go straight for the high jump kick. Just wanted to get rid of this Regigigas because I was a bit frustrated at that crit. As I said, it really did matter. As this turn he's gonna switch out to Smeargle, and I'm not too sure why he didn't lead off with Smeargle if it's got the sash. I guess he thought he would be faster than me. I don't know, I guess he thought I wouldn't be Scarf, but no, I'm just a standard Scarf set, as I'm going to easily outspeed the Smeargle and go for the high jump kick. Luckily I did not miss, because if I had missed, he could have easily gone for the Spore and possibly started setting up entry hazards on me, which really, I don't know, my team really isn't that weak to Stealth Rocks or any entry hazards, but still would have been a bit problematic. As he goes out into his, what is this called, Archeops, and the way he brought it in has me thinking, okay, maybe he's Scarfed. So now that my Pinecone did get up his entry hazards and he does not have any entry hazards of his own, I don't have to worry about leaving my Pinecone for anything else besides Death Fodder, which I am going to proceed to do, as it reveals that he's got the Acrobatics with Flight Gem, and that's overpowered. That's like utterly going to annihilate my Pinecone 100%, even though I am decently fairly invested into my defense. But oh well, what can you do, right guys? So I'm going to go into my Lawnmower, and here I thought that the Volt Switch was too obvious, and I knew that the Leaf Storm probably wouldn't kill, so I was predicting him to switch out. That's why I went for the trick, but no, he stays in, and that was a completely idiotic play on my part, because this Stone Edge is going to do way too much damage to my Lawnmower, and the fact that I switched him the Scarf will allow him to outspeed me next turn and KO me with another Stone Edge. I was hoping that he would miss, so I could have gotten off a Leaf Storm or a possible Volt Switch, but oh well, what can you do? And at this point, I am in a very bad position because I am about to get swept by freaking Archeops, as Drapion is my last line of defense. This is not the normal bulky set. This is actually 252 attack, 252 speed, Jolly Swords Dance Life Orb set. as I take that Stone Edge, not as good as I hope, but I'm hoping and praying I can get a crit on this Night Slash so I can just take this Archeops out, but no, I do not. And it comes down to whether he misses the Stone Edge or not, and luckily, thankfully, he does miss the Stone Edge, which completely, utterly makes up for that crit on my Gligar, as you will see later on in this battle. So there, I do get a useless crit, which really wasn't needed, but oh well, what can you do, right? So I believe the score is 4-4 at this point, as he goes out into his Wonder Wall, his Entei, and the way he brought it in has me thinking, okay, he's gonna go for the extreme speed, he's more than likely banded. So I'm gonna switch out into my Besame, which I guess you guys could say is my signature Pokemon for those of you who do not know me. It is max special defense, max HP. And I know I will easily be able to take an extreme speed because it is not stabbed, and I don't know, do have fairly very good defenses. As he actually reveals to be special as he goes for the Fire Blast, which this Fire Blast is gonna do way too much damage. It's gonna do about 40%, I believe, and oh my god, I did not think Entei had that much raw power. I believe maybe he's more invested into his special attack than he is to his HP, because normally most Entei that I see that are special are sub Calm Mind sets, which with enough EVs to make 101 subs, but I don't believe he carries a sub, as he just goes straight for the Calm Mind, as I am going to go for the return just to get some extra damage on this Entei, because if I keep allowing him to set up, I could be possibly screwed. And I know even though at +1 I might be able to take one Fire Blast, as we're about to find out, guys, so please, I don't know, live. And yes, I barely live with 14 HP, and I am able to take out the Entei with a stab, max happiness return. So yeah, guys, when are you ever going to see an Audino take out an Entei? I mean, come on. As he's going to go into his Rhydon, and here, it all came down to whether if Audino was faster than Rhydon, and I honestly didn't know, but it turns out that Rhydon have base 40 speed, I believe, and Audino have base 50, and I knew prior to the battle that he carried Substitute on his Rhydon, so that yawn completely saved me from utterly just being raped by this thing. As I don't have much use for Besame at this point, I'm just gonna go for the Wish just to pass it off to my Drapion, but last minute I switched it to my Medicham because I knew that I could break the Substitute with an Earthquake, but then there was a chance that Rhydon could have lived, and I could have gone for another Earthquake and he would have lived and KO'd me with his own Earthquake. So I knew the best bet was to go into Medicham and just keep high jump kicking, hoping that I wouldn't miss until I take out the Rhydon. And now he's down to his last, which is his Slowking, and if I had done what I was originally going to do, send out Drapion first hand, then I would have nothing for the Slowking. And unfortunately, I am going to miss the high jump kick, but luckily, thanks to my entry hazards, Slowking will be brought down to a point where I can easily bring in Drapion and KO him with the Stab, Life Orb, 2x super effective Stab, Night Slash, and I actually ran a calc, and if Slowking was at full HP, I believe the max damage I could have gotten him was about 97%. So yeah, very good game, MartensonMafia, very close one. I got the narrow 1-0 victory. So I hope you guys enjoy my narration, and I hope you guys enjoy the battle. The like button's down there, guys, along with our links. And if you're not subbed to PMPBeta, make sure to click the subscribe button up there. So yeah, with that, guys, I am out of here. Later.